I don't know if you know, but there's like a few dozen people in the world that have this ultra rare mutation that means they're immune to all viruses. And scientists figured this out and basically realized that we can use this to our advantage to try and design a medicine that treats all viral infections. And by the end of this video, I think you'll understand why scientists are really so excited about this. So when we naturally encounter a virus, what happens is cells need to start sending signals to other cells to tell the other cells, look, there's a virus here, we need to stop it replicating, and we need to try and attack and destroy it. And so the infected cells start to produce messengers or signaling proteins, and these are called interferons, and they basically tell the other cells, get ready to be infected by a virus and enter an antiviral state. And these messengers or signaling proteins have a few different effects. For instance, one of them is they force a cell to enter a state where it's more difficult for the virus to replicate inside of the cell. Another effect is it activates cells in our immune system that then triggers them to go and destroy virally infected cells. And so after a while, eventually, we will have fought off the virus. And at this point, the body needs to know, I need to stop sending signals to put cells in an antiviral state because the virus is now fought off. And this is done kind of indirectly through the production of a protein called ISG15. So ISG15 is basically like a signal that's pulling the brakes, telling the body, stop producing antiviral signals because the virus is done. The virus is finished now. But with these unique group of people who have the mutation, they can't actually produce the ISG15. So they don't have the brakes that's stopping the production of antiviral signals. So they are constantly having antiviral signals being produced. And so for these unique group of people, because they have constant antiviral signals, their body and their cells are always ready to fight off a viral infection. And that's what makes them so effective at doing it. And so that has meant that these small group of people are essentially immune to any virus infection that we've discovered so far. And so then scientists said, okay, if these people can fight off all viral infections, can we specifically identify the proteins that they're using to fight off these viral infections? And they did exactly that. They found 10 key proteins that were important in fighting off the virus in these people. And they had different roles, from breaking down the virus to stopping it replicating inside the cell. And then they subsequently proved in hamsters, when they triggered the hamsters to produce these 10 proteins, these hamsters were far more resistant against COVID infection. And in the case of the hamsters, in order to get them to express the proteins, to produce the proteins that are required to fight off the virus, they used mRNA technology. And mRNA is basically the code that the body reads to produce the proteins. So you give the code to the cells can read the code, produce the protein, and those proteins fight off the viral infection. This leads us to the potential development of an antiviral medication that treats all viruses known to man.